Hello, welcome to another Clibbery Walks. This time we're on tour. We're actually at the Forestry Commission car park in Mortimer Forest in Ludlow, which you access by going over Whitcliffe towards Pipe Aston. And today we're going to have a stroll around the All Ability circuit. It's a really pleasant walk. It's suitable for mobility scooters, wheelchairs and prams. It's graded surfaces, really pleasant, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So first of all, we head in this direction. Now, the Mortimer Forest is somewhere where I used to come years ago and mountain bike an awful lot. Beautiful, but it's a working forest. That means they're harvesting timber continually, and there's always lots and lots of forestry work going on. So just be mindful of what's going on around you. So we're 100 yards up from the car park. If you parked in the ordinary car park, you come up down there. I parked down here because I've got a tall van. So we move on, and the road is on the right hand side that we need to take. And here we go, there's a signpost saying easy access trail, and our route goes down here. The first bit of this walk is through Evergreen Plantation, and at some point these trees will be harvested for their timber. But the tops aren't swaying too much. I was expecting they would be with all this wind. There's a waymarking post. These little walks in the woods are very well waymarked. It's very difficult to go wrong on them, to be honest. The wonderful thing about forests is they can absorb an incredible amount of people, so you really feel alone. There's a little bit more deciduous wood getting into it now, and some bigger trees. So we're out of the plantation. We've got big pines, and you do feel like you're walking amongst the gods sometimes. So there are benches dotted around this trail, which is kind of nice if you want to have a brew. Good crop of blackberries about the place at the moment. It's very well looked after. You can see where there's been windfall, it's been cleared away. So it's a well maintained trail. That one's got information about how forestry used to start back in the day, before chainsaws. Anyway, onwards. Can't really say upwards because it's level. So here we go, coming up to one of our favourite benches when Tom was little. We used to come down here and bring a little trangia stove, cook our dinner, and he used to play on the bank behind. Usually nice and quiet. Beautiful. Got another trail coming in from the right here that we bear straight on. That takes us out. Do that again another day, but that's a much longer walk. Path's now starting to rise gently, and in a few minutes be able to take a little diversion off it to a beautiful pond. And there used to be benches there for you to sit and have a picnic. It's also where I taught my old chocolate Labrador Finn how to swim, by throwing his toy into the middle of it and telling him that there was nobody going to fetch it apart from him. After that, and he realised he could go in the water, we could never get him out again. He was just in it every possible opportunity. Oh, I miss that old dog. The ground out to my right is starting to open up. It's been clear felled in the last few years. And now you've got self-seeded birch trees starting to take over again, and hazel and whatnot. The moment the light gets in, the plants explode. You get all the grasses and brambles and ferns. Anyway, the path's now started zigzagging up this hill very gently. It's not steep in the slightest. We just come up to the sign for Peeler Pond, which is on our right. It's only about 25 yards up here. Sounds like there's some people here, but absolutely. Just walking back down to join the main loop. Just met a lovely dog up there and a couple sitting enjoying the sun. Absolutely fantastic. And the path's levelled off again now, and before long we'll be joining the main fire road that we're actually parked on. So we've approached from here. We've got down, there's some signs there and there. Now you could go straight on and that would take you back to where we joined the trail, but actually in this instance we're going to go straight over and follow the trail on the other side. Now you want to cut it short, you can just turn left here and that'll take you back down to the car park. But today we're going to be very brave and go on and do this. So now we've crossed over, bit of a change in the forestry again. We've got some older birch trees here. The bracken, because the light gets in here quite a lot. And then we're coming up to some evergreen. Got an old oak tree there. It's an absolutely beautiful forest. It's a bit more diverse than the Wire, I think. I always used to prefer mountain biking here because there was less people. We're into beech now, and beech trees, they're always clear underneath. Something to do with the sap that they drop, stops other trees from rooting. But yeah, beech all the way up there as well. And then back out into a bit of evergreen. The path's now starting to zigzag through the woods, coming up another bench, and we're into widely spaced non-plantation pine, so there's a bit of life in here. Absolutely beautiful. So here we've got a fork in the path. If you bear to the left, you have the shortcut, and if you bear to the right, you have the long, more gradual, probably a bit more sensible with a wheelchair type path. And that's the one I'm going because I want to. I've got no reason to be back today in a hurry, so just going to plod and enjoy the walk. Now, just on this corner, we're at the far end of that right hand before it turns back. We've got a little path there, which looks to me not to be a walker's track or a mountain biker's track or a horse riding track. That is almost certainly a track created by wildlife, probably deer. There's an awful lot of deer in this forest, but our route forward lies round this corner. This is the point that the two paths merge. We're bearing round to the right, over a bit of a bridge. It's not going to be long before we join up with the main fire track, because I can hear people walking down it. When we hit the main track in a minute, we go straight over, and that'll take us down to another pond where there's a picnic bench, and I rather think I'm going to make myself a nice cup of coffee down there. And now the woods have changed again, a lot more hazel and birch, very little evergreen at all. A path snaking round, and there's a nice light open airy woods here. You haven't got the oppressiveness of the plantation, and it's beautiful down here. One of my favourite places, and I don't really come here more than about 2 or 3 times a year, which is crazy. Trying to address that whole life-work balance thing at the moment, and it's strange with the current financial situation and COVID-19 going on and whatnot. It's very easy to get just focused on work and make as much as you can because you don't know what's coming. But guys, we've all got to look after our mental health. And then we're on the tail end of the walk now, really. We'll start to ascend back up towards the car park. So the path bears round to the right here, and then we go up a series of zigzags up to the top. All the notice boards that I've passed have got little things about the benefit to mental health of the forest. I couldn't agree more. It's an absolutely amazing place to come and recharge your batteries. And what this walk will probably take somebody half an hour, maybe 35 minutes, and it's like hitting the reset switch. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely amazing. The path zigzagging through these woods now and back into plantation, and will not be long till we're up to the car park again. Here's a likely looking bench, but I think I'm going to crack on. Get one with a nicer view. I can hear the car park coming close. There's a family group coming towards me now. But what a splendid walk this has been. Absolutely loved it. Put the shot in closer so they don't get stung by the nettles. And here we are, back at the car park. See if there's an information board so we can have a look at other walks in the area. But first of all, we're going to have ourselves a nice cup of coffee, I think. Okay, I'm thinking the bench over in the glade over there will be nice. There's just a couple, a family walking past now, 3 generations of one family, you know, all getting some recreational benefit from this area. So for God's sake, take your rubbish away with you. And while we're on, this natty little gadget here is called a Hot Lips. They're available from quite a few places now, but when I bought this one they were only available from the States. I imported it. It stops me from burning my lips on this titanium cup, which means that I don't have to carry a second piece of cookware. It's all about counting grams when you're walking in the hills. Well, it looks like I'm just in time. It's absolutely hoofing it down with rain. I'm being protected by these trees, but the good news is the van is about 100 yards that way. So I'm not going to get too bad. It's not worth breaking the raincoat out for. Thanks very much for joining me on another Clibbery walk. I hope you've enjoyed it. We're going to try and do a few more out and about walks now, because all the walks around Clibberry are sort of done really. Apart from revisiting them, I don't know what I can do from here on in. But I'm going to do walks in the local area, a few more wild camps, because that one from the Black Mountains is very well received. And I hope you enjoyed it, and keep your eyes peeled for another Clibberry walk. Bye!